All right, when they say Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone for being the men set up to teach the Bible most soundly out of all Hebrew Israelite camps. And salutations and honors to you brothers who all labor in sincerity, diligence, and faith to the best of your abilities in serving this truth for the Most High. Lord willing, you are the elect. I'm going to go ahead and go into a lesson touching on basically current news and events, because we're on the highways and byways, and the camera cut short, so we'll recontinue here in this sit-down lesson. You got the first article lined up, right? We're going to begin off with 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, verse 1, and we're going to bring out these articles as we progress through the scriptures to line them up with each other. So first read 2nd Esdras 9:1 and keep that on standby.
Okay. This is 2nd Esdras 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
That's right. Read it from the top one more time.
Alright, this is 2nd Esdras 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself.
How do you measure the time diligently? First, measuring comes to what you give the certain dynamics, the certain circumference of a thing. And it said measure the time diligently. The word diligently is synonymous with the word consistent, meaning that you're non-stop at it. Okay? The Most High is saying to measure, take the full circumference, the sure reach, the sure width, the full capacity of this time with great diligence. What is the time referring to? This time is referring to through all the books of the Bible concerning the prophecy of destruction. Okay? Because that time is when you go into Matthew 24th chapter, the 24th chapter, and Luke the 21st chapter is the signs of the end. It's the end times. That's the time that the scripture is talking about. So the Most High said through his prophet Ezra to measure the time. And how are we going to measure it? Through these different current news and events to know what's going on, what is taking place that is adding up and parring to what's written in scriptural prophecy. Okay? Continue.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time.
And guess what? It said the signs that I told you that come to pass that I told you before. That's where the word prophecy comes in at. Because when you break it down, the compound word of it, the word pro means before, phasai means to speak, or phasi means words spoken. To speak words before. Before what? Before they actually occur, before they actually happen. How can man do that, have the capability of saying something is going to happen, in such detailed and such of a major event such as destruction, such as a prophecy that this is going to happen, that's going to happen? If it's not for that man being able to have a higher power to allow him to foresee those things, that goes beyond the physical means, that goes to the metaphysical means. Okay, the word metaphysical means beyond physical. In other words, meaning spiritually. Only way you could do that is by if the Most High, Heavenly Father, the one and only single, ultimate, and almighty superior entity, if he's dealing with you and lets you know that information, then that's how you get it. But also, you could go to the left-hand side and deal with Satan and get foresight on certain things to a certain extent, but that's on the left-hand side, and that's forbidden. That's what's called psychics and fortune tellers. That's witchcraft. And the Most High said that witchcraft is basically a sin unto death. Rebellion is just like witchcraft. It's basically the spirit of being powerful and being prideful and wanting to go ahead and have knowledge of things that it's not up to your business to know about, by using methods that you're not supposed to be using. For one thing, spiritual power. If the Most High don't give you spiritual power, you're not supposed to be going and using other sources of spiritual power that goes outside the Most High. And there's consequences behind that. You could do that and you could end up with demons on your ass, man. Because you're dealing with demonic spirits anyway to get your answers and to get your assistance. So read on.
Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
So when you hear these signs for some of the prophecy that are foresaid to come to pass, over 2,000 years ago, over 2,500 years ago, over 3,000 years ago, going all the way back to the prophets, the major prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and the minor prophets like Habakkuk, Obadiah, Zephaniah, and etc., right? You know, you see these signs coming to pass. You know we're at the end. And you know that the Most High's word is true. The prophecy is one solid factor of the validity of the Holy Bible. This is how we know the Holy Bible is true, because it has these old prophecies that are beyond just a few centuries years old, millenniums old, and they're coming to pass. Let's read that part again.
Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
In other words, meaning that we're at the end. The Most High is decided to take his action and his judgments that he promised to come, and then it's actually coming to pass. We're slowly seeing it. We're seeing the economy crumble. You got a lot of different companies in America, corporations that are down right now. Like Starbucks is down right now. It's another chain that's very popular and has a lot of money invested in it that's down. Hell, McDonald's, one of America's oldest businesses, is doing down right now. And they got all the different food deals and shit, and they're still doing bad, you know? I heard a couple other corporations. You was gonna say something? Mm-hmm. It's a couple of corporations that's not doing good in America right now. They're doing real bad in this third and fourth quarter, you know, throughout the whole fiscal year. That's signs that this shit is about to go down, man. Now these businesses are finna belly up. They cannot pay their debts no more. They cannot keep an efficient amount of money coming in to pay their employees and to keep maintenance up with the assembly lines and all that. So eventually they're gonna have to shut them down. And when they shut them down, there's gonna be no more work, which pursues to the prophecy in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, when it says the grinding shall cease. Meaning the workers are gonna have no more work to do, and meaning that the economy is just gonna totally collapse. No more jobs, meaning that it's gonna be all out lawlessness, riots. Because they're gonna close down all the grocery stores. Then what are people gonna do? They're gonna kill for a lack of bread, for a lack of food, the famine, which is also prophecy. Continue.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
And there's been earthquakes and uproars of people. There's been constant earthquakes. Earthquake that hit Japan a couple of years ago. They hit Haiti. Some earthquakes been hitting Guatemala and Mexico for the past couple of years. There's been small tremors in California as they prepare for that big one, which is going to be soon to come, whether it's on Judgment Day or prior before that. You know, you had an earthquake that hit New York a couple of years ago. You got these constant earthquakes out there in the Pacific that's messing up the Pacific Islands in Southeast Asia, causing typhoons and tsunamis. Okay, you're going to see pretty soon earthquakes are going to go throughout the Middle East, throughout Europe, throughout Central Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. It's just going to be more earthquakes than this over here in America on the West Coast and shit, man, in the western parts of the states. They're finna be all over, okay? It's going to be great earthquakes of great magnitude. Not 4-point earthquakes, 5-point earthquake, but 6, 7, 8, 9 on the scale, 10 on the scale. That's what's soon to come. And you got the uproars of the people. Back 2010, 2011, you had the Occupy Wall Street protests. All the different little college students that realized that they're not gonna ever pay their debit back. They were coming into the understanding of the Illuminati, that how this is all just a puppet governed system set up to keep everybody distracted with a bunch of bullshit. And they were going against the 1%ers, and they're saying that everyone else is not part of the 1%, which the 1% is the elite bankers. You know, that they're the ones that's being shitted on. So they were doing the Occupy Wall Street protests, blocking up traffic and all that, sleeping in tents in public parks close to downtown, so they could wake up in the morning early to protest and block up traffic and shit. You know, you got uproars of the people. You got economies around the world today that are unstable. Spain, Greece, Portugal, and Ireland, they're having very fucked up economies over there, which are causing a lot of the people to protest and a riot and the criminal activity in those countries to basically increase. Because, you know, the economy is unstable due to the European Union and the American tie with the American dollar, which is really known as the petrodollar, which is backed by the American dollar. No country wants to really deal with America's currency anymore. So it's fucking up the worldwide global currency. And that's why there's going to be global uproars of the people. Not just here in America because Pookie and Ray Ray got shot, or little college students are mad because they can't graduate and have extra money on the side. They got to pay back a big-ass debt to the age of 40 or whatever. It's not going to be on that minuscule scale, man. It's going to be because there's no more jobs, and you can't get nothing to eat at your nearest grocery store. You're starving. You ain't ate a sufficient meal in 3 days. That's when the uproars of the people are fully going to come, man. Okay? Continue. Round. What was that? The fourth verse?
Yeah.
Or fifth verse?
Fifth. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Continue.
Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs.
Yeah, the Most High is going to make it a big grand finale, just like Egypt. He calls all for what happened in Egypt, the pestilence, the plagues of animals, rodents, locusts. He calls for both thunder and ice, big chunks of ice, brick-sized ice, probably the size of cars, to crash land down and kill the Egyptians when they had our people in captivity back in the BC era and the Paleo-Ancient world. You know, the Most High calls for effects and signs to bring his people Israel out of the land of Egypt. When he had Moses physically lead them, but he had the lead over them through his Holy Spirit to save their asses, our forefathers, us in the reincarnation. Same thing is going to be here now when Babylon, America, United States is taken down. You get the article?
Okay.
So basically, the first and second verse said to measure the time diligently within itself, consistently within itself, to know that where we're at the end, when we're at the end, and how close we are to the end of this world. And we know this by these news and current events that we read. And we're about to read one right now. Go ahead.
This article is on yournewswire.com, and it's called DEFCON Alert Raised U.S. Citizens Told Prepare for War. The heading is America is preparing for a nuclear conflict with Russia as the government recently secretly raised the DEFCON alert in preparation for World War III. DEFCON is an alert system used by the U.S. military that has 5 different levels, with one being the most critical. The last time the alert level was raised as high as this was on September 11th, 2001.
And guess what? Like I was saying earlier, man, you know, it's raised on level 3 right now, and the brother saying as level 1 is the highest. It wasn't this way since September 11th. But guess what? Ain't been no terrorist attacks here on American soil. Ain't been no more buildings blown up or any subways blown up with bombs, you know, or there being a major group of people killed by drones or whatever from terrorists, Arabian terrorists from another country and all that shit. It's just basically Russia's making these threats. What they did recently, they had a military drill where they had over 40 people partake in this military drill, man. To, I guess for preparing for a nuclear assault, they were to get down in bunkers and all that. And this is over the past 3 weeks, past 2-3 weeks. Guess what? Russia also said for all Russians abroad to come back home to Russia, whether you're in school and you're done with your semester, getting your degrees or whatever or not, bring your ass back home because it's about to be motherfucking war, man. It's going to be an onslaught. It's going to be a surge of nuclear missile shot pursuing the prophecy, which is Armageddon, known in society as World War III. It's going to take place between Magog and Babylon, Russia and America. All right? Continue.
On the article?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Was it a little bit more, or that was it?
No, it's,
Esau is wild, man. They gotta try to put some distractions on these articles with these advertisements. They got some broad's ass on there, man. She a little fine, a little weedy too, man.
yeah, it basically just says the situation is fluid and can change rapidly, so it could happen at any time and just pick up the pace and just
Yeah.
go into all-out war. And it says that the tensions have risen greater than the time of the Cold War.
Yeah. You know, because at any moment it could go down. It could go down right now. Like it's not really stopping it. I mean, all the treasons of war are taking place. All the acts of war are taking place, man. You know, America is aka Babylon. It's the world's super police. They go around fucking with every country, secretly taking them over after they claim they done some act of terrorism to put their people in slavery in that country, set up a dirty puppet government that are basically still ran by the U.S. by a bunch of slave dudes that are within the Illuminati. That there may be Arabs there in Arabia, there may be Spaniard conquistadors that they're in some Latin America country. If they're a Hamite in Africa, then there's some African Hamite in Africa. They're part of Illuminati, and they do whatever America wants them to do, and they steal the mineral resources. Russia is the term I was looking for the other week is a communist country, man. You know, they don't play that shit. They deal with their own country and just them. They deal with their citizens and only them. They don't have no outside interference like America always interfering and coming in and changing shit up and all that, man. Kill the leader, say he's a tyrant, and then elect a new leader who's a kiss ass to the elites and to the elites that are the puppeteer figureheads in America and shit. Obama and them, you know, and the Rockefellers here in America. That's how they do it with them other countries, but Russia's not like that though. So Russia's at any moment ready to leap out their seat and fuck America up, man. That's what's soon to come pursuant to this prophecy. And see, the thing that's going on is the prophecy in Ezekiel the 38th chapter is that Magog, Russia, is going to ally with Persia. Persia is modern day Iran. They ran out their Caucasian Edomite influence, which was Britain. They chased them out back in 2012. They tore the British embassy up in Iran and kicked them out. So they put sanctions on the whole entire Iran from dealing with any country that's already allied to America, which is most countries. Meaning the only ties they had was Syria, Russia, and North Korea. And they recently took the sanction off because the whole reason why was because they didn't want to go ahead and stop their nuclear proliferation. Basically creating nuclear missiles and enriching uranium out of the earth and converting it to nuclear power. They finally put that sanction in 2012, but they've been doing that shit since like 2006, creating nuclear missiles, man. You know, so Russia say, you know what? If America invade your country to Iran, we're gonna ally with y'all and we're gonna go to war with America. So America for these past couple of years, they ain't fuck with Iran except for those sanctions. You know, then the sanctions were let off when they stopped enriching uranium, but they already made the nuclear missiles. Now they're enriching uranium again and other shit. So now America has that hawk eye, that scope back on them. You know? You gonna say something?
I was gonna bring out this next article.
Just a little bit more.
Okay.
You also got Russia allying with Syria. They're saying that if Syria is affected by America, they know America's trying to take over Syria, saying they ain't nothing but a bunch of tyrants over there, and they want to support the rebels and basically taking over Syria to make it a democracy, power onto the people, not evil tyrants. When it's the other way around. They're trying to protect their country from being taken over by America. So now, Iran and Russia are saying they got Syria's back. Saying if America invades Syria, they do anything that messes with shit over there, or what's going on, they're going to intervene. It's going to be all out World War III, aka Armageddon. Okay, so we're going to go into this next article.
The title of this is called Putin sends armed fleet towards UK and face off with Royal Navy.
And it's on the same website, right?
Still yournewswire.com. The UK Ministry of Defense has warned that a military conflict with Russia is firmly on the cards after President Putin deployed military aircraft towards England.
Mm-hmm.
The Russian aircraft carrier fleet has moved into the North Sea as it looks set to join Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's bombing campaign against ISIS militants in Aleppo, Syria. Much to dismay of the West, Putin has warned that any interference by Western leaders in his bombing campaign against ISIS will result in World War III.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Putin is protecting Syria from ISIS, and they said anybody that tries to interfere with me taking down ISIS, you're gonna be an enemy. And Putin had tried to do joined military exercises with the U.S., but it didn't work out because America was like bombing hospitals and highly populated by civilians, Syrian civilians.
Yeah.
So they're messing up the Syrian people instead of ISIS. So
like they always do, always killing people.
So now Russia is just like, fuck that. We're gonna take care of ISIS. You just stay the fuck out of it, and if you do fuck with us, then we're gonna fuck you up. So
yeah, kind. And also, because prophecy is this right here, right? You have these European countries that are tied in with America via to this beast. The beast is the dragon, the red dragon, with the 7 heads and 10 horns. The dragon represents Rome, Edom, Caucasian rulership, and pretty much the woman, the whore that sits upon the beast is Babylon. And you got the 10 horns, the 7 heads, 10 horns. You got EU and NATO, the European Union, and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The European Union is all these Edomite countries over there in Europe that are allied together in union. But then you have NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is those European countries and America, and I believe Canada as of now as well too. So they're intertwined with that as well. But there's prophecy that pretty soon, that they're gonna turn their back on America, because Russia is looking at England, Britain like funny as well too. Ain't you allied with America? So y'all niggas want something as well too? Is what they saying. They got their war jets facing them. They might have their nuclear missiles ready facing them and all that. But this is pursuing the prophecy what's going to befall Babylon out of the situation with other European countries, specifically the UK as one of the main allies of America, and Russia. Revelation the 17th chapter, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's like, the European countries, when America goes to war with Magog, with Russia, they're going to say, fuck that. We ain't trying to get blown up with nuclear missiles. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to fuck up America too, so Russia knows that we're not with them. We're against them. And that's what's going to happen to prophecy, man. European countries are going to shoot their nuclear ICBM missiles and blow America away as well too. The UK, England's going to turn their back on America, man. That's prophecy right there.
Yeah, just like when Britain left the EU, and now a bunch of other countries are trying to leave the EU.
Yeah.
They're tired of the bullshit.
Get a Brexit?
Yeah. The economic system. Because it's screwing over the countries when they can easily, like they put restrictions on them, saying like you can't do certain things, like fish from certain waters where they used to be like really good waters to fish in, and they could increase their economy to sell all those fish. And now they say like they couldn't use it, and they're like polluting the waters to where like even if you did fish, it would still like the fish would be fucked up and nobody would want to buy it. So they said, okay, well then we're gonna leave. That's basically why Britain left. Then like all these other countries have their own problems and they're trying to leave too.
The scripture talks about how can a house divided stand, man. All these European Edomite countries, they're having issues with each other right now. And who's the main primary reason? Is that leaven, America, Babylon. They're the main reason. They're the primary issue. So now they're going to eventually have to get that leaven out. And it's all the most calculated, strategic, tactical battle plan. One of its most ultimate plans for glory yet, man. To get rid of the wicked by having the wicked fall with their tongues upon each other and their swords upon each other to wipe each other out. Go ahead and get me you got the next article, right?
Yeah.
Go into the next article, because it's going to go hand in hand with the second edge of the 15th chapter, and we'll go to Revelation 13th chapter.
Okay, this is on globalresearch.ca.
Let's get it quick.
The title is called Australia Becomes First Country to Begin Microchipping Its Population. RFID Implants in the Human Body.
Okay, and we're going to prove too real quick that the RFID microchip, which they're going to try to put in your body, specifically the right hand or the forehead, anywhere in your body in general, that is in fact the 666 mark of the beast. Because that word is charagma in Greek, and it means a cut or an incision. And what do they put inside with a cut or an incision? This RFID microchip they're talking about in the article. Continue.
Now it seems that the plan is beginning to unfold, but the push is not a result of mandated healthcare reforms, but rather a propaganda campaign that equates RFID microchipping with becoming superhuman, and people are begging for it. So right now they're just saying like, it's like the new hot shit right now. You
new hottest fad.
Yeah.
It's a fashion statement.
Yeah. It may sound like sci-fi, but hundreds of Australians are turning themselves into superhumans who can unlock doors, turn on lights, and log into computers with a wave of the hand.
Yep.
And
wickedness.
The elders talked about this like long before. They said, at first they're not going to make it mandatory. Like the script in Revelation says, they're going to start it out like making it look like the new pair of Jordans.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like the coolest thing ever. And then like once the economy collapses, that's when they're going to make it mandatory.
Yeah.
So that's the next big prophecy like we're looking for right now, because with all this Russia tension building up with America and the UN starting to hate America, the war won't start until the economy collapses. And what's that verse where it says
how does it go? Roughly paraphrasing.
It was like the nations like mourned because the horror.
Oh, Revelation the 18th chapter. When they see that she's on fire, she's been destroyed.
Yeah.
That's Revelation 18th chapter.
Yeah, because basically the nations are gonna be like sad because they made all their money off of America, and then now they can't anymore.
Yep.
So they're gonna be screwed too economically, because the world is on that petrodollar still.
Yep. And hey, when they sad, it ain't gonna matter no more. Y'all finna go into slavery after that. Y'all finna get the work put on you. Y'all gonna get that not so easy work from the elite of the Most High, which is the 144,000. You got Floyd Mayweather talking about come get that work inside the ring, or y'all gonna get some work, all right. Y'all gonna get whoopings, beatings, and y'all gonna get put out on the field. But
here we go. Do you have the Revelation right now?
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up. You go ahead and read. You got it.
Mark of the Beast?
Okay.
This talks about, I'll just read it. The microchips, which are the size of a grain of rice, can act like a business card and transfer contact details to smartphones and hold complex medical data. So it can act like a business card.
And it's not even complex, It's
because the debit and credit cards now already have the RFID chip.
Yeah, and before that they had it. Now it's just visible for you to see. It's just getting you real familiar and used to it. Like the brother said and the elder said, before it becomes mandatory, they're gonna basically slide it upon you and get you used to it, get you desensitized to it. Okay, I see it on my phone all the time. I hear about people getting it. It's become the new fad. It's like the new pair of Jordans. It's like the new iPhone. It's like the new PlayStation and Xbox. You're getting used to it. It's like the new hairstyle. Like now what's popular is that the parting shit through the head with the taper. It's becoming the new trend basically, man. But pretty soon it's about to become mandatory. And they're using words, like it said in the article, complex, when it's just information that's on a card, like you have information on your cell phone, man.
Sure.
Ain't nothing complex or intricate about it. You got more?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. This is Revelations, the 13th chapter, beginning about at verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, which is basically this Edomite society with Christianity, the white supremacist agenda, the human depopulation, and leave only Esau upon the earth, and pretty much the ultimate bowing down of Esau's supremacy is via you accepting this RFID microchip. Okay? So it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and its number is 666, which is 666. Okay? So it said you cannot buy or sell without having this mark right here, man. With the RFID, you have this capability with it that's called the contactless payment. That's how you make those online transactions when you insert your name, the name that's on the debit card or credit card, of course, your first and your last name, the number that's on the debit or credit card, the security code, the three-digit security code on the back, and you just put your address and all that. So basically, you make that transaction and it goes through. You can buy stuff on Amazon. You can buy train tickets, plane tickets, bus tickets, or whatever. It's all via contactless payment. With the RFID microchip, you had the leader of IUIC a couple of years ago, who's an agent and a sellout to the Illuminati, the elites. He said, how can an RFID microchip, make purchases? Now we have it. You can look it up on Wikipedia, RFID contactless payment, man. It's been doing that shit for years. That's why they call it RFID contactless payment. Radio frequency will send radio frequency to the satellite in space that operates the computer system to make that transaction happen. It goes from the credit card, debit card, the phone or whatever, to the satellite, then back down to your account here on Earth at one of these bank stations, one of the central bank hubs, takes your money off your account, and there you go. So when you're at a grocery store and they have the mark of the beast, the microchip instituted, right? And you go inside the grocery store and you about to walk out the store, they'll have like a metal detector. As soon as you walk through it, it'll automatically take the transaction of the whatever food is inside that grocery cart off your bank account. That's what they're trying to implement and institute. They're gonna have commercials where they show you how easy it is, as simple as that. They're probably gonna have like in the commercials, it's gonna be like a security guard looking like he's about to stop them, but he's not. They're gonna all smile and say, with the RFID microchip, you can make you get the idea. You can make purchases with food just simple and easy out the store, just like that. And if you do try to steal any food, and then there's gonna be some alarm that goes off and repercussions and blah blah blah. So that's how they're gonna basically institute this whole thing, and that's how we know that the microchip is the 666 mark of the beast. All right. Was there more in the article, or that was it?
Nah, that was it.
Okay, this is Revelations, the 14th chapter, and we're going to begin at the 8th verse. Revelation 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the fire of her fornication, which is the ideals and philosophies of America. Democracy, which is do as thou wilt, homosexuality, adultery, theft, murder, robbery, all the principles that's upheld by America, and they pass freely to be done on the media, though they hypocritically arrest other people that commit those crimes, but not the elites who run this place with those crimes, or people tied in with the elites and their communities, their secret communities at that too. So it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So that wine comes with no chaser, man. It's some dry, bitter-ass wine, the destruction that's finna come. This wine right here, the wine of God's wrath, is symbolic for the destruction, which is the nuclear fire. All right? So it says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushua is the Lamb, and the angels are the elite squads of angels which are going to come with Yahushua when he comes back down here to the dimension known as the third dimension here on earth. And also the elite 144,000 men are also messengers too. The angels, the servants of the Most High. They're going to see the 2/3 and everyone else who accepts the Rfid microchip, which means they submit to the beast, to this image, this wicked-ass Edomite Caucasian society. They're going to die in that fire, man, in the brimstone. That fire is going to be America. Revelation, the 20th chapter, the lake of fire. Babylon is going to be destroyed and turned into a big engulfed lake of fire. Okay? Reason why they call it a lake of fire is because from bird's eye view from outer space, when you see all of the United States burning on fire, it's going to look like a lake made out of flames. All right? Let's get 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter real quick. So we're touching on the mark of the beast. 2nd Ezra 15. We're going to jump down to the point. Jump down to verse
14.
Yeah, there you go.
Woe to the world. This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
The word woe means destruction, simply put. Go ahead.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and the swords in their hands.
That's the civil unrest, that's the racial rioting, and that's basically that Super Smash Brothers free for all when the economy crashes and everyone becomes everyone's enemy, including members of one own household, like the prophecy tells you. Continue.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
There should be rebellion among men. Nobody's going to respect the authorities no more. The police, the American government. Ain't shit Obama or Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, the Rockefellers going to say that's going to contain the people in Babylon. They're just going to go out to all out anarchy and chaos because of the famine, the lack of food when all the jobs get shut down in America, including your grocery stores. Read on.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Who are the kings and princes? The rulers, the police, the FBI, the SWAT team, the sheriff departments, the deputies, the politicians, the Senate seat, the Congress, of course, the president, the house of the president, of the presidential seat, and all their partners, the vice president, etc. Continue.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Because then that period of time, it's going to be anarchy until they do what? They insurrect martial law. Continue.
And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
What does that mean, man? They're going to set up garrisons like you see in those zombie apocalypse movies. All those movies where you had the zombies and they quarantine a city off by putting up roadblocks to the entrance and exits all throughout the whole entire city. They got military troops set up with roadblocks, and they got the big shining lights. All the men that are on these towers to make sure if anybody's coming, they better slow their ass down, get out their car, and get checked to see if they have the zombie virus on them or not. But when that time comes, not gonna be a check for zombie viruses. Yo, I just ain't gonna be able to go from one city to another. You know, you can't leave from Compton to Watts. You can't leave from Memphis over there to South Haven, or Memphis to Cordova, or Cordova to Bartlett, and etc., man.
That Batman movie with Bane in it.
Yeah.
He blew up all the bridges so they couldn't go out.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna blow up that bridge over there going to Little Rock, Arkansas. They're gonna have snipers on one side of the river, on the Arkansas side, in West Memphis over there, Arkansas. They're gonna have snipers on this side in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay? And you try to cross over in the water, try to swim over or use a boat or raft, they're gonna snipe your ass down, man.
And when they do that, you know, it cuts off the transportation.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you can't get food inside those cities.
Yeah.
You can't go out of those cities to go get the food.
Like if you had family that had food hoarded up and stocked away, like doomsday preppers, your family won't be able to transfer that food to the other side. What's gonna happen? They're gonna get sniped down. Those military mercenary men, you know, they're usually going to be foreign troops that's going to be putting people in these concentration camps. You know, the Blackwater groups, the people that brought in from other countries who America owes debt to, like China. You know, certain Russians are going to come over here. and they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna shoot you down and take your food. Cause the family's gonna be over. They're gonna have food themselves, but they're gonna want more food as well too. All right.
For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, and houses are gonna be destroyed. Men are gonna turn into bitches. You know, houses are gonna be destroyed when they kick down your door. Whether this is before martial law, really both before and after, with civilians kicking down each other's doors to try to steal the food in the household, gun you down to take your food, take your daughter and your wife and rape them and all that, which is in privacy. Isaiah the 13th chapter tells you women shall be ravished, shall be raped. That's how terrible it's going to get out here during the time of America's destruction, when the Lord sends his wrath here upon the earth, utilizing men to bring it upon each other. Okay? And they're going to kick down your door then. And also with martial law troops. You had a video that was an example back in 2010-11 where they showed you these foreign troops that kicked down this man's door of his nice little utopia house and shit, little house on the prairie looking home. They rifle butted him, separated him from his wife and his children. They was raping his wife on the table with these military men and all that. That video was on YouTube and they took it down. But brothers put it back up. Because that's reality. That's what's soon to come here to the United States of America. This shit ain't no joke, man. This shit is soon to come. That's why we always be out there so strict and austere with it, man. Because this ain't no game. This ain't no joke. America's destruction is soon to come. And it's going to be unexpected nightmares come true that's gonna break out across this whole entire country, man. Across the world, but especially this country here, America, man. All right? Read on.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
For lack of bread and great tribulation. And as the modern day sword is the gun, man. All right? That scripture right here proves martial law. Because the martial law troops going to be breaking into houses. And even before, in the anarchy, when the economy crashes, is when people are going to be breaking into each other's houses. Okay? All right. Pages stuck together. Go to 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter, the 1st verse. We're gonna read a few of these scriptures. We're gonna wrap this lesson up.
This is 2nd Esdras 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and
destruction be unto thee, Babylon. Continue.
And Asia.
And Asia, referring going into the Middle East, because they consider the countries in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Jordania, they consider that Asia. They consider East India Asia. All that Asia over there. And of course, China and North Korea. Continue.
Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Egypt and Syria, other adherent countries to Islam, which are going to ally with Persia, Iran, which is already allied with Russia. Okay?
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Nuclear fire, nuclear war, World War III, Armageddon. Continue.
A sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back?
That's right.
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
That's right.
Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Continue.
May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? That's
right, man. So when the nuclear missiles are shot off, who's going to stop the nuclear missile from hitting this target when it's sent off, man? Like, you think the missiles are just going to like pause in midair like a cartoon and go back into the missile silo where it was shot from? No, it's not going to do that, man. Once it's shot off, it's a wrap. It's coming. And it's going to blow shit to the kingdom come.
They even tried to have like an anti-missile defense system. And they said, like, trying to blow up a nuke in midair and mid-flight is like sitting backwards on a horse blindfolded